kids. Fuck the kids? Yeah.
When I say, who's the master? You say,
What is up, guys? Showing up the King here, back with another toy review, and today I'm bringing you my review for the Marvel / Mafex Magneto Toys number 128, which is the 6-inch Magneto from Apocalypse, Age of Apocalypse. I've been waiting for this review for a very long time. I've been waiting to do this review for a very long time, simply because this thing was delayed at least a half dozen times. Well, it's finally been released. I finally got it in the mail today, so we're going to be looking at him at the exact same time. All right, it's going to be a pretty simple review because there's not a whole lot of going on with as far as like accessories is concerned, so it shouldn't take too long. But I definitely wanted to give some props to Mafex for this box art. It is done very well with the little bit of comic flair, especially this one right here, which is a really great Magneto pose. All right, so here's the bottom and the top. Let's get this thing open. All right, so we have Magneto out of the packaging, and I don't even know what to start with first. Actually, now that I think about it, let's go ahead and start with the accessories, because that's one of the most things I'm excited about. He comes with the standard helmetless head, which is perfect. So when you have the other just civilian head on Magneto, you can have him hold his helmet, which is fantastic. You can take a look at that, and they got the colors perfect. We have that metallic purple outline with the red. We even have that going on the back here. Very well done. Very well done. Then we have his civilian head, which I will show each one of them on his body. And again, this is a pretty good facsimile of his comic look in Age of Apocalypse, right down to his bangs. And I love how his bangs also were sporting that metallic purple. Very well done. That weathered look in his face, again, well done. Very well done. We also have my personal favorite head sculpt, which was in the comics, where he was either in the shadows or he was ripping Apocalypse in half. It was kind of like this black silhouette. We can only see the pupils of his eyes and his gritted teeth. Now, if they gave us another version of this with the gritted teeth, that would have been perfect. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers. Looks great. One thing that Mafex actually did, this is the first time I've seen it at least, is we have the alternate hands, but they actually kind of do what Figma does, where they kind of put these on these little plastic things so that you can keep them together. I think that's a brilliant idea. I actually think this is better done than Figma. So we have some open hands, some kind of more grasping, more closed hands. And then we have flexed out palm hands. Again, all done in that metallic purple. And we have my favorite accessory in the set. We have the palmed hands, but this time we have them with the magnetic effect. And in this case, the magnetic effect is a pink, which is completely fine. I have no issues with that at all. Again, anytime that you can get an effect piece with an action figure is a win in my book. And this looks amazing. All right, so accessories out of the way. Let's go ahead and take a look at Magneto himself. And you can see here, he looks pretty damn good. One thing that I do want to complain about slightly is I feel like his torso and his waist like are not symmetrical. Like I moved him around a little bit where it looks like you can see that he has abs, but it just looks a little weird. Let's see if I can get these to unfurl. So you see how, and the same thing, and I'll show you the same thing in the Spider-Man. The same thing happened with the Mafex Spider-Man, where it doesn't look symmetrical, where like his pectorals and his abs are like kind of off center, and when you try to get them in center, it just causes more problems. And then you have his crotch area again. It just takes some lining up to do. So now that I've lined it up quite a bit, actually, it looks a lot better. As you can see now, it looks like it's lined up where his pecs, his abs, and his crotch area kind of all match. And you just got to kind of move him around a little bit. But he looks good. He looks really good. And this is the standard head that comes with him. He has a full-length cape. It can come fully around like this. It's a little wrinkled, but not a big deal for me. He looks good. Looks damn good. I love the metallic purple. Let's get a close up. I love the sculpt. He looks pretty damn good. Pretty good. All right, so let's look at these accessories on the figure. So in order to get the head off, simple tug, it comes right off. And then we just do this. Pop this one on. And there you go. Looks good. Just tug that off, put that down, and then you can just pop on his civilian head. Wow, I actually like his civilian head a lot more than I thought I would. I like it. And then you can kind of do something like this where you can kind of tuck in him holding his helmet, change out the hands, and I'll do it differently, but yeah, you can kind of do something like that where he's holding his helmet kind of like tucked in. Looks good. And to switch out the blast effects, simple tug, and then we just find out which hand is which. This looks like to be the right hand. And we got boop. Boop. Oh yeah, I like that. And then you have him with his powered up look. Oh, I love this. I love it. Let's take a look at it with the dark helmet on. Since that is my favorite. Oh yeah. I freaking love it. All right. So, oh, the articulation. Leg out, double jointed knees, ankle pivot, full toe hinge, ab crunch, can look fully up. double jointed elbows, head swivel, can look down, can't look up as well because of the hair. So you can't look up as well, but again, with that kind of ab crunch, doesn't really matter. I'm not sure if the cape comes off. I'm not even going to attempt it because I don't want him in a situation where he doesn't have his cape, but he looks amazing. And honestly, stay tuned because I'm going to do a versus review with the all my Magnetos so we can see which Magneto reigns supreme. But with that all out of the way, we'll come back with a size comparisons and then we'll get out of here. All right, time for my favorite part of the review. We're going to do some quick size comparisons. And I felt like since we are dealing with Age of Apocalypse, most of the size comparisons should deal with Age of Apocalypse. But first, I wanted to bring in my Marvel Legends Magneto right next to the other one. And you can kind of tell that the main difference between the two is the cape. You know, the cape being wired and being red on this Magneto, and the cape being the same purple on this Magneto. Honestly, I think they both look good in their own prospective ways. Bring them a little bit closer so you can see what they both look like. I think this is the more accurate 90s style Jim Lee, but again, this is the Age of Apocalypse one. So again, he looks as good as he needs to look. So we have that one, and we have that one. As you can see there, I'm gonna take him away. Bring you back up. And then I'll bring in Nate Gray, aka Cable, from the same Age of Apocalypse. Sorry, I had to take him out of a box, so he hasn't been standing as well. Bring him a little bit closer so you guys can get those crispy edges, those crispy angles. As you can see here, that's how those two look next to each other. Take him away. We also have, I believe this is Sunspot. Again, this is Marvel Legends Sunspot. Or Sunfire, one of the two. And we have the one-arm Wolverine. You can see here. And finally, the main antagonist himself. We have Magneto next to Age of Apocalypse. Overall, I would give this a solid 7.5 out of 10. Mafex knocked it out of the park again. I don't have any particular beef with this figure. I definitely think he's worth a purchase. Again, I love the accessories. Again, the only thing I would probably change is just Mafex work better on your proportions as far as like the ab crunch and everything matching up well. Make the joints a little bit tighter because again, I still notice that issue with Mafex where their joints get really loose. That's at least what's going on with my Mafex Spider-Man. And again, it would have been nice if we had a helmet with like this with the gritted teeth. That would have been the icing on the cake. Again, let me know what you guys think. Comment in the section below. Thumbs up the video. This is Shown of the King, and I'll see you in the next review. Peace.